Hi family.
Thanks for watching.
So today we're going to actually bottle our
second version of, this was a batch that we did to the same yeast from when we did our 7 yeast test. So we decided to take this extra one that we had from that whole test round. We added a stabilizer to it not too long ago, and then we added more sugar to it. So this video we're going to be going over another taste test of it to see if we like it, and if it turned out nice, we will bottle it and put it with the others.
When we ran our 7 yeast test, we kind of freaked out about the 71B yeast because it's a slow start.
So long, yeah, it was a very slow start.
And so we kind of freaked out, and since we still had some must left from that whole experiment, we decided to make a second batch of it. So like the version 1 and version 2 of the 71B were only hours apart from each other.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, by the next day, we realized, oh no, they start slow. Once they got kicking after about 16 hours, they bubbled like the rest of them. And actually, I would even say they finished faster than some other yeasts that you wouldn't anticipate. Since we had this extra must, and we've been experimenting with back sweetening, we decided to try the chemical back sweetening. What did we use? I forgot. Yes, so we used potassium sorbate. If I remember correctly, we put some of this in, let it sit for a bit, and then we put honey in. And it'll be really fun is when we do the year taste for the 7 yeasts, we'll then compare this one that we back sweetened with the other one that we never back sweetened. So I'm really curious to compare those two.
Yep.
So it's like an experiment on top of an experiment. Ooh,
lots of experiments.
Inception. All right, so let's crack it open and try it out.
All right.
Inception.
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 I'm gonna have that on there tight.
Like a twiger.
Dang.
Show them where the beach is.
That way. Very clear. Actually looks thicker too.
After the last yeast that we messed up, I'm like nervous at any yeasty smell.
We did juices.
We just did juice, yeah. So it's actually technically a melomel.
I might be smelling the juices actually. Now that I think about it being juices. Do you smell juice?
Not really. Oh yeah.
It's actually not bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just did a video previously before this where we tasted one that we'd screwed up on. So it's such a refreshing.
And it's sweet. It's sweet like we like. Unfortunately, I do pick up a little bit of like the cough medicine taste from it.
Yeah, well that's because we used juice.
That's because we used juice, I think.
Yeah.
So we would have had to have like probably added some other kind of spice or something to take away that
syrupy taste. We didn't go too fancy with the recipe. Can we try just a little bit more?
Sure. No mead for you. On the nose, it doesn't
smell the greatest, but it's very smooth. There's no like yeasty taste.
I smell the juice now is really what I smell more than the...
It's nice, thick.
It's very, yeah, it is a little bit syrupy. Yeah.
That's probably what contributes to the cough medicine feel. I am starting to, that yeast test was just like, kind of like blew my mind with the differences between yeasts. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend checking it out. But it really makes a fundamental difference what yeast you use. And I'm starting to realize now that I'm not a big fan of 71B.
Yep, I think I'm right there with you. I found that I liked the champagne yeasts a lot more. And that was the other thing we kind of learned through this experiment and learning about how things were getting kind of funky tasting was that we always just thought you had to age it. Like you had to wait 9 months to a year for mead to be drinkable. But like then we started watching more folks and listening to more people and reading more things.
Talking with people who also make.
And they're like, oh no,
Mine never lasts longer than a month.
Exactly. It's like by the time it gets re-racked and put in a bottle, it's like it's consumed. It's consumed basically within that month.
If you know any of like pros and cons to like why you may want to or not use the potassium sorbate, let us know in the comments below. Other than it being a chemical, I couldn't really get a definitive answer. Although YouTube's not really the bestest place to get that either, but still.
All depends.
I know there's a lot of negativity towards pasteurizing, which we have done and had lots of success with, but that's because people swear that the taste changes.
Yeah, it changes the taste. It like does something to the honey, or it does something to it that just modifies the taste. I don't know. We're going to try something really interesting here in the near future. In one of the future videos, a bochet, which is where you literally cook, you kind of like caramelize the honey in a pot first.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, I guess it was a black mead, and it's supposed to be dry, but it's supposed to have different spices and stuff, and it's supposed to be kind of medicinal. I don't know. That's what they used to think back in the day, medieval days.
All right, let's bottle it up. We'll do the year review like we always do, because that's just our format. And then when we do that one, we'll compare the back sweetened one with the potassium sorbate, and then just the regular one that we did for the 7 yeast experiment. So,
all right, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. One bottle.
That was a terrible accent.
That came out from Sesame Street. He'd always be like, one, two, Did you not watch Sesame Street as a child?
Actually, I really didn't.
What kind of childhood did you have?